want to show you how to trace onto your, directly into your sketchbook without needing tracing paper or anything. So the first thing that you need is you need a printed out picture of the picture that you want to trace. It has to be a picture, like you don't care about the paper, so if you don't have, if it's from a book or something you can't write on the back, you're going to have to scan in the picture and print it out. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is you're going to flip it over, and you are going to just blacken the back of it with a dark pencil. Dark, like this is an ebony, jet black, extra smooth pencil I like to use. The darker the lines will transfer. You'll see in a second. You want to cover the entire picture that you're going to be tracing from. The more defined, you want really good coverage too. You don't want any of that peeking out. You can always do a much cleaner job and everything of this, but right now I'm just trying to do a quick little sketch to show everybody how this is done. Also makes your pencils really sharp too, which is kind of nice. There's a couple of different reasons to trace. I mean, some people just have a difficult time with proportion, and another big reason to trace is a major time saver. Like if I'm going through a period in my life where I'm really busy, sometimes I'll just make an outline of a few pictures that I want to draw, outline them, and then I'll have outlines ready for me when I'm actually ready to sit down and dedicate some time to drawing, and then I don't have to worry about taking the time to get the outline right. Okay, alright, so what you're going to do is you want to center it where you want it to be. Where you want it to be. And you're going to take tape. You don't need much, it's a little bit, and you're going to tape sides of it. You want it to be so it stays in place. It doesn't do you much good to trace if it's moving all around, so you just want it kind of secure. Okay, then you're going to take, this is a 2B pencil, and you are just going to outline it. You're just going to trace. The harder you press down, the thicker the lines that will transfer. And then you have more to work from. Alright, so you just take your time. The more time you spend on this, the more accurate it will be. I'm going to do a little bit messier work today just to get this idea up. I just want to give the idea out. You can take a lot of time. I mean, it depends. If you just need the proportion for, say, a silhouette of a body to get the proportion right, that's fine. You may want to take more time and pretty much just trace out the whole drawing to get all the details and everything down. That's great too. Yeah, it really gives you a lot of freedom and stuff to work with. Like I said, right now I'm not going to do too much detail. I'm just going to get the basics outlined to show how well this works. And something else I like to do moderately while I'm checking, is I like to check it just from time to time to make sure. So you can look, I can't really do it without undoing the whole thing, but you can look under if you're careful not to move the paper, just to make sure that it's coming out as defined as you like. And if it's not coming out as defined as you like, you can just go over those lines again. Now something that I do recommend is printing out two versions, the tracing version and the non-tracing version. because no matter how accurate you try to trace, sometimes things will come out distorted, and then you have the distorted line, so you can't really see where the proportions and stuff should be. So if you have another one printed out, you can still have a rough reference to work from that isn't distorted by the tracing lines you've already done. And again, this is just a messy, quick sketch to show everybody you can do a much better version of this in the future. Just do this where some of the shadowing and stuff comes in. Something, if you don't get it right the first time, if it takes you a couple of tries, you can retrace over. I recommend actually printing out a whole new page because it's really hard to see accurately where everything is when you've already put lines on it. So I really recommend just printing out another picture if it takes you a few tries to get this technique down. Okay, now something I always do before I officially pull it off is you very, very carefully lift up the tape. And then you just look through to see if you got all the details, make sure you're not missing anything. And looks like you did okay. Alright, so there you go. You see if you can see it just fine. Now I can't really see it. Let me zoom in. Let me move this forward a little bit so you can really see it. There you go. Alright, so you get the basic idea. It could be clearer, but it's really hard. Alright, so when you're done, you just still want to fix it. You can darken the lines and everything. Alright, and that is how you trace onto your sketchbook. No tracing paper needed. Alright.